Hey, real talk for the CEOs here. If you are right now low in sales, if your closer is missing deals, if you're sending Slack messages in all caps or hammering your team with exclamation marks, interrogatives, and constant nagging, you're not leading. You are panicking, my friend. And here's the truth. If your leads are unqualified and your pipeline is thin, you don't have a sales problem. You have a funnel problem. And no closer on earth is going to be able to fix that for you. So let's fix the real issue instead, okay? Too many CEOs expect champagne results with tap water budgets. And from 4 demos a week with 4 leads that were never even qualified in the first place, that's like asking a surgeon to have a patient to save a patient or have him restored with no vitals, then yelling at the doctor or the surgeon when they fail. It's ridiculous. You don't blame the closer if the leads were broken before they even hit the calendar. Okay. Much less if your lead flow is near to zero and those 3 to 4 leads that aren't qualified jump in, let him test the waters, let him address the situation so that he can get used to it. If he is new to the offer, it's very important for you to understand that he is work if he converts, let's say that there's 7 unqualified leads in the span of 10 days and he closes 2 of them, that's way more than a 10%. Okay. It's very important that you address with numbers, with data, and not with emotions. The best CEOs don't blame their closers for the leads, okay? They don't lash out. They lock in, they log in, they look at the funnel before anything else, before they point any fingers. They ask questions like, how many leads entered the pipeline this week? What percentage of qualified leads are actually joining? What's our show up rate to demos? And what's our current closing rate on qualified leads? That's how you lead with a scoreboard and not a sword, my friend. Now, let's talk about the tone. The tone, there's multiple ways of addressing tonality, right? Multiple ways of addressing any type of problem situation going on. When you send Slack messages in all caps, you're reading a book and you see in the book part of it where it's all caps, interrogative question marks, exclamation marks, and it's where are the cells? Kind of thing. You're not really doing the best effort to lead the team. What's happening is that you are eroding trust. You're breaking trust. Your closer feels micromanaged, misunderstood, and also if you're not looking at the demos, if you're not looking at how he is closing and addressing it with with time frames, like in minute this, minute that, you went about this, let's change that. That's great feedback, okay? That's great feedback. But if you don't do that and you're doing the other thing, well, they tend to shut down. They tend to stop giving you feedback to avoid it. They start hiding problems. It creates a culture of misinterpretation. And that's the death of high performance. That's the death of high performance. And if you have stallions, they're not gonna stay longer for, chump change. Their money comes out of the commissions. If your closer is doing less than 3K in commissions, uh, I don't know, something's not good, okay? The the death of the culture, of performance culture, comes through leadership always, because it is expected from them that they install culture appropriately. Stats show that sales reps under emotional pressure will actually close less. Okay, sales representatives, if they are pressed emotionally, let's say financially pressed or emotionally pressed on the fact that they need to close or else their boss will yell at them, that will never work. You don't get better results. You just get a silent resentment, okay? And people looking for opportunities elsewhere. You don't want that. You want to grow. If you're a CEO that cares for people, then this is for you. So let's be very clear. Your job isn't to yell. Your job isn't to micromanage and make people feel as if they're being um, pushed around. The CEO's job is to build systems. The CEO's job is to build a system that has a strategy that pulls in qualified leads, a booking funnel that filters the right prospects out and in. You want to be able to address the prospects who you know will not have the capabilities of moving forward. And if there's funding, but they still state that they don't have money, most of it is the mindset. Most of it is a mindset. And if you have a package, let's say that your package is 7K for 90 days, and you're going about it with a discount, making numerical sense, giving an offer, an opportunity for a window of a time frame, if they cannot deal with it right there and then, if they cannot close right there and then because of the rebuttals, because it's just they don't want to do it now kind of thing, and you saw how your closer went about the rebuttals and pushed, not to the point where you burned the lead, but to the point where you're confident enough that we made things happen. I'm talking we about CEO, closer, appointment setter, marketing team. Okay, CSM, that is also part of the equation, not here though. CSM is part of the equation whenever onboarding for the long-term value. You want to be able to check that very well and also brag about it. You want to be able to share that to whoever you are addressing as an ideal client prospect, okay? The booking funnel that filters the right prospect is key for your appointment setter to consider whenever talking to somebody in a qualifying form. Also, when you have an AI, not only a human qualifier that disqualifies junk before it hits your closer, you can see where the cracks are in the table for the marketing team. You're able to address that. That's gold if your closer or your appointment setter are telling you this. Make sure you honor it. A CRM that keeps the follow-up tight is also key. You want to be able to have a VSL that offers the pricing aligned with the quality, value stacking every way possible. That's your sandbox. You don't have to do anything else. That right there, my friend, is your sandbox. That's where you fix the problems, not in your closers DMs, okay? If you are really interested in understanding your sales platform to perform better, what you have to do is have daily huddles. And when I say daily, if you do 3 of them per week, 10 minutes max is what we need, uh, is what closers need. And I've been a closer for multiple years now. I've been a CEO for 2, 3 years now, as client success manager, appointment setter. I've been like for 7 years, multiple industries, a medical field, the trucking field, just multiple industries. I don't want to go into it. But yeah, that's how you do it. You fix the upstream first. You do the call reviews. You want to have, as a closer, okay, I'm talking to you, CEO. As a closer, you want to be able to talk with your CEO because he's the one doing the strategies. He's the one talking about all the numbers and the things going on with the entire team. So it's your first connection with the marketing team as a higher echelon, let's say archetype. The archetype will allow them to understand that the main situation is to address the leads and not to see who we fire. That's not how you put the game to work. Fixing the upstream is first in your list. If the leads are flaky or broken, pause the pipeline. Don't punish the closer. Put him to train. Give him material to train on. Don't don't go about it with the closer if you already know that the leads are not getting there. If your calendar has, as a closer, if your calendar only has two, three bookings in the entire week, that's a big red flag. That's a big no-no. You don't want to be giving that to your closer and then on top of that, mistreating him, okay? Mistreating them, whoever it is. You don't want to be doing that. Here's the mindset shift, okay? The mindset shift is where you're not a founder anymore. You didn't found the company. If you did found it, you forget it, okay? Just forget it. You're the CEO now. And the CEOs don't sell with brutal force. They don't sell with a sword. You need dashboards. You need numbers. You need status quotes. You need clean lead data, okay? Clean lead data. You need also people who could trust you, people who are able to deposit their their intention into because they're going to grow you, okay? Now, as a closer, I want to find, I always am looking for the best product out there and the best offers, the best teams. So understand that there's closers looking for that. And if you're able to provide it, you're able to keep a tight team for years to come. You need people who trust you enough. Just that's key. Look for that instead of breaking trust, okay? That's how you grow from chaos to consistency easily. So if you want real revenue, if you want a sales team that sticks, if you want to stop the problems and start waking up to progress, then start here. Don't blame your closer. Don't blame him. He doesn't have the fault, especially if you're seeing the metrics. If you don't see the metrics and you're just blaming, that's the same thing. Okay, you want to be able to look at what's going on before you address anything, and you're not going to realize that if you don't look at as a CEO, we have to look at the fathoms, we have to look at the call recordings, we have to look at the numbers on the CRM, how many calls are going out there. Is my appointment setting effective? Are we calling enough throughout the day? If we're not, then maybe that's why the lead is not getting to the closer's pipeline. Because if you're confident that your marketing team is doing their work, look at the number of calls. And if the number of calls are okay, it means that your calendar for as a closer is doing pretty well. So don't blame your closer, fix your funnel, lead with clarity, and scale with systems. I promise that it'll change everything, okay? It'll change everything. I've seen it so many times. The leadership just doesn't realize what's going on in the levels below them. And there's very few people that actually communicate what's going on. You want to be able to address that. You want to be able to, you know, celebrate it. Celebrate the fact that you're realizing that there's a misconception of authority and a miscommunication of situational awareness. Because if you are aware that your marketing team, which is the ads, which is the first part of the funnel, the conversion funnel, if your marketing team is doing good, then look at what's going on in the appointment setting. And if your appointment setting is doing good, then look at the closer. But if you're not getting leads, if your leads are not qualified, if your lead quality is low, and not only the lead quality is low, but the amount of leads coming in is just nothing, right? If you're getting 4 to 7 bookings in 10 days, 15 days, those are very low numbers. You need to check what's going on. And if you expect to close those 7 deals in 10 days and they are not qualified, they are stating that they don't have the money in the form, that they don't want to make a decision right there and then, they're not about that. Um, it's part of a communication that happens in the appointment setting. You want to be able to talk to the lead and ask them, hey, this is an investment that we expect that you make on your behalf. We're going to lay down everything, but you do have to take the decision with us right there and then. We do offer a promotional discount. Are your finances doing okay? And if not, you offer financing through the appointment setting and then put a note on it. Okay, this person stated that they don't have the financing. They might need it. Okay, well, let's offer it to them, but stating as well that they are previously mentioning not qualified. Okay, if you close one or two of those, hey, you should applaud that. Okay, don't overreact. It's a numbers game. Quality comes with practice, and quality is noticed right away if you have somebody that is good and that is having people agree with him or her in his first deal, second deal. If you have a closer that you brought in under those conditions, make sure that he has enough to work with. Because if you're giving him 5 bookings in 2 weeks, he's not going to stick for long, okay? Especially if the problem is being addressed in the light where he is the one that needs to change or the environment is not being read accordingly. Let's check the quality in the leads. Let's also check the volume of the leads and just make sure. Look at the fathoms, look at the recordings. Listening to them is key so that you can address the situations with the time stamp on it. That way, there's no misconception of thought. You want to be able, as CEO, to motivate. Motivate into higher standards, motivate into higher honor and respect in the team. And when you have stallions and not turkeys in the sales team, that's all your marketing team needs to move forward. Because if the marketing team is sending quality leads and is sending, at least 10 deals per week, 10 deals, that's two per day. That's not even that much. You have to give them that. If you're not giving them that, should they shout at you? Comment and follow for more if you have any questions. I'm talking to you. This is a video for all you CEOs out there. Most of you don't get the full download. You have resentment, you have people gatekeeping information, and you want to be able to boost confidence. You want to be able to identify the cracks on the table, and that comes from your appointment setter and your closer. The marketing team will never know that. So as long as you have a healthy culture and you're projecting growth constantly, and you tell them that you want them for a long time with you, give them an agreement, put it on paper. Don't just talk and never look back. We as closers, we as appointment setters look at it, and if you're just giving us the BS treatment, we sniff it out really quick, okay? Same as myself, I truly honor and respect my appointment setters. That's why they've been with me, and they will remain with me in the network of QA Latino for the Ask Why growth. It's been a pleasure to speak with you guys. Talk to you soon.